In a quiet suburban neighborhood lived a young boy named Kade. He was almost 5 years old and had been eagerly waiting for Halloween night to arrive. He had planned to dress up as his favorite character, but time had slipped away, and he found himself without a costume on the most exciting night of the year. As the sun began to set on Halloween, Kade watched from his window as other children in costumes paraded down the street, their laughter and excitement echoing through the chilly autumn air. He felt a pang of disappointment, realizing that he wouldn't be joining them this year. But little did Kade know that this Halloween would turn out to be anything but ordinary. Just as he was about to resign himself to a night of boredom, a spectral wind swept through his room, extinguishing his pumpkin-shaped nightlight. The room plunged into darkness. Suddenly, there was a knock at the front door. Kade's parents rushed to answer it, thinking it was just another group of trick-or-treaters. The figures appeared to be children in elaborate costumes, but something about them felt off. There was a wicked witch, a pale vampire, the menacing boogeyman, a translucent ghost, and a lumbering zombie. "Trick or treat," they chorused in eerie unison. Kade's parents exchanged uneasy glances, but eventually handed out candy. Unbeknownst to them, the trick-or-treaters had a sinister plan in mind. They engaged Kade's parents in a conversation about Halloween traditions, all the while inching closer to the house's interior. As the monsters entered the living room, they grabbed Kade's parents and younger brother, then, with a swift and eerie transformation, revealed their true forms. Kade watched from the steps as his family was herded into the basement and locked in to keep them from escaping. The monsters discussed the powerful energy the house contained due to being a nexus of Halloween energy. Amidst their heated conversation, the boogeyman, his voice dripping with malevolence, threatened, "If I'm not chosen to stay, I'll destroy the crystal myself. None of us will remain. The ritual only allows 3. The others must wait until next year." Apparently, a glowing green crystal held in the witch's hand was the key to letting the monsters stay in the physical world. This threat sparked a fierce argument among the monsters. The vampire, ghost, and zombie desperately wanted to stay in the mortal world. The others hesitated, knowing that the boogeyman's threat was not to be taken lightly. After a long discussion, it was decided that the witch, boogeyman, and zombie would make use of the crystal. With this decided, the monsters started the ritual needed to keep them in this world. The witch put the crystal in a pouch on her waist as the monster formed a circle. Summoning all his courage, Kade tiptoed closer to the witch, who was engrossed in the ritual. His heart pounded loudly in his ears, and beads of sweat formed on his forehead as he slowly reached for the pouch. Just as his fingers grazed it, the zombie turned, its milky white eyes locking onto him. With a guttural groan, the zombie lunged toward Kade. The other monsters quickly noticed, and the witch sent bolts of green fire toward him. Kade snatched the pouch, then dodged and weaved, his young heart pounding like a drum. In their desperation to reach him, the monsters collided with each other, giving Kade a chance to escape up the steps to the second floor. At the top of the staircase, Kade pulled the crystal from the pouch. Just as the monsters bounded up the stairs, Kade threw the crystal as hard as he could at the wooden floor. The crystal shattered into tiny pieces, giving off a sinister light that quickly enveloped the chasing monsters. They screamed and writhed in agony, their forms disintegrating into swirling shadows. As the clock struck midnight, the monsters were banished back to the realms of Halloween, disappearing into the night. Kade collapsed to the ground, exhausted but victorious. He had saved his family and his world from the clutches of Halloween's most malevolent creatures.